जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी जय यशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी जय यशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय जय राधा वल्लभ श्री राधे जय सीताराम जय सीताराम जय सीताराम जय सीताराम जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva. Nita Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nita Gaura Hari Bol. Sri Sri Gauritai ki, Sri Sri Radhol Bhagwan ki, Sri 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 Jagannath Baladeva Subhadra Mani ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitaya Gaur Pramande. Hare Krishna. So yesterday we had celebration of appearance of Lord Sri Ramachandra. So therefore, most of our yesterday was spent on glorifying wonderful qualities of Lord Sri Ramachandra. Today we are beginning a new chapter which glorify wonderful qualities of devotees, two devotees. And in fact, the title of this chapter, which is from Canto 9, Chapter 4, is Ambarish Maharaj offended by Durvasa Muni. Ambarish Maharaj was one of the great devotees, Mahabhagavat, and today we will read about qualities, great qualities of the father of Ambarish Maharaj and also a little bit Ambarish Maharaj. Let's see how far we go. So we have beautiful verses, and some of these verses are actually we follow in our life every day, especially if you come to temple. Okay, there is no way to avoid. There is no way to, you have to really follow them, get inspired from them when we are doing it. So we will read through. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Again we are reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 9, which is liberation, simply by reading this Canto 9. Remembering activities of the divine qualities of many devotees, so we can get liberated from all our contamination, from various material attachments, then of course liberated from various trouble, challenges that we face. Then finally, we should be qualified to liberate ourselves to go back to Vaikuntha Loka. And chapter 4, title, Ambarish Maharaj offended by Durvasa Muni. So let us read the summary that Prabhupada has put together, so that way rest of the chapter will be easy to understand. So this chapter is also big, so lots of nice pastimes of devotees are there, along with the Supreme Lord, and in between other devotees, other munis also come into picture. Durvasa Muni definitely. So this chapter describes the history of Maharaj Nabhaga, of his son Nabhaga, and Maharaj Ambarish. The son of Manu was Nabhaga, and his son Nabhaga lived for many years in the Gurukul. In Nabhaga's absence, his brother did not consider his share of the kingdom, but instead divided the property among themselves. When Nabhaga returned home, his brother bestowed upon him their father has his share, but when Nabhaga went to his father and told him about the dealings of the brothers, his father informed him that this was cheating and advised him that for his livelihood he should go to the sacrificial arena and describe the 2 mantras to be chanted there. Nabhaga executed the order of his father, and thus Angira and other great saintly persons gave him all the money collected in that sacrifice. To test Nabhaga, Lord Shiva challenged his claim to the wealth. But when Lord Shiva was satisfied by Nabhaga's behavior, Lord Shiva offered him all the riches. From Nabhaga was born Ambarisha, the most powerful and celebrated devotee. Maharaj Ambarisha was the emperor of the entire world, but he considered his opulence temporary. Indeed, knowing that such material opulence is the cause of downfall into conditional life, he was unattached to the opulence. He engaged his senses and the mind in the service of the Lord. This process is called Yukta Vairagya, or feasible renunciation, which is quite suitable for worship of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But Maharaj Ambarisha, as emperor, was immensely opulent. He performed devotional service with great opulence, and therefore, despite his wealth, he had no attachment to his wife, children, or kingdom. He constantly engaged his senses and mind in the service of the Lord. Therefore, to say nothing of enjoying material opulence, he never desired even liberation. Once Maharaj Ambarisha was worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead in Vrindavan, observing the vow of Dwadasi. On Dwadasi, the day after Ekadasi, when he was about to break his Ekadasi fast, the great mystic yogi Durvasa Muni appeared in his house and became his guest. King Ambarisha respectfully received Durvasa Muni, and Durvasa Muni, after accepting his invitation to eat there, went to bath in Yamuna river at noon time. Because he was absorbed in Samadhi, he did not come very soon. Maharaj Ambarisha, however, upon seeing that the time to break the fast was passing, drank a little water in accordance with the advice of learned Brahmanas, just to observe the formality of breaking the fast. By mystic power, Durvasa Muni could understand that this had happened, and he was very angry. When he returned, he began to chastise Maharaj Ambarisha, but he was not satisfied, and finally he created from his hair a demon appearing like the fire of the death. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, however, is always the protector of his devotee, and to protect Maharaj Ambarisha, he sent his disc, the Sudarshana Chakra, which immediately vanquished the fierce demon and thus pursued Durvasa, who was so envious of Maharaj Ambarisha. Durvasa fled to Brahmaloka, Shivaloka, and all other higher planets, but he could not protect himself from the wrath of the Sudarshana Chakra. Finally, he went to the spiritual world and surrendered to Lord Narayana. But Lord Narayana could not excuse a person who has offended a Vaishnava. To be excused from such an offense, one must submit to the Vaishnava whom he has offended. There is no other way to be excused. Thus, Lord Narayana advised Durvasa Muni to return to Maharaj Ambarisha and beg his pardon. So that is the summary of the chapter. So very beautiful, as you can see. Ambarisha Maharaj is one of the celebrated devotees of Lord Narayana, Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, and his qualities and activities are, nicely described in the chapter. So, and of course, these qualities and activities are even felt great, especially when we come across the challenge. So both his father also came across challenge, and Ambrish Maharaj also came across challenge, and they were successfully able to meet the challenge by the protection of Supreme Lord or by following Lord teaching. And so that is one of the reasons why so nicely this chapter dedicated for such exalted devotees, because that becomes inspiration, source of inspiration for us. So we'll begin with the first verse. So let us read word by word. Sri Sukha Vacha Nabhaga Nabhaga Aptayam Yam Tatam Brataraha Kavim Yavistam Vaya Bhajan Dayam Brahmacharinam Agatam Sri Sukha Vacha Sri Sukha Vacha Nabhago Nabhaga Patayam Nabhago Nabhaga Patayam Yam Tatam Braturaha Kavim Yam Tatam Brataraha Kavim Yavistam Vaya Bhajandayam Yavistam Vaya Bhajandayam Brahmacharinam Agatam Brahmacharinam Agatam Sri Sukha Vacha Nabhago Nabhaga Patayam Yam Tatam Bharataraha Kavim Yavistham Vaya Bhajandayam Brahmacharinam Agatam Sri Sukha Vacha Nabhago Nabhaga Patayam Yam Tatam Brataraha Kavim Yavistham Vaya Bhajandayam Brahmacharinam Agatam. Prabhu. Brahmacharinam Agatam. Okay, so let us read translation. Sri Sukha Vacha. Oh. Repeat again. Brahmacharinam agatam. Sri Sukavacha. Sri Sukadev Goswami said, Nabhaga, Nabhaga, Nabhaga Aptayam, was the son of Maharaj Nabhaga. Yam, unto whom? Tatam, the father. Bharataraha, the elder brothers. Kavim, the learned. Yavistam, the youngest. Vayabhajan, divided. Dayam, the property. Brahmacharinam, having accepted the life of a brahmachari. Perpetually. Naistika. Agatam, returned. Translation. Sukadeva Goswami said, the son of Nabhaga, named Nabhaga, lived for a long time at the place of his spiritual master. Therefore, his brother thought that he was not going to become a grahastha and would not return. Consequently, without providing a share for him, they divided the property of their father among themselves. When Nabhaga returned from the place of his spiritual master, they gave him their father as his share. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. There are two kinds of brahmacharis. One may return home, marry and become a householder, whereas the other, known as Vraja-ra, takes a vow to remain a brahmachari perpetually. The Vraja-ra brahmachari does not return from their place of the spiritual master. He stays there and later he directly takes sannyasa. Because Nabhaga did not return from the place of spiritual master, his brothers thought that he has taken Vraja-ra brahmacharya. Therefore, they did not preserve his share. And when he returned, they gave him their father as his share. Om Ajnana-trimindasya Jnana-jala-salakaya Chaksurulmitamena Tasme Sri Guruve Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishnapadaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namini Namaste Saraswadevi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pachata Desha Tarini Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vanda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Rama. So this first verse, clearly tells about brahmacharya, and of course, how long you can perform brahmacharya. So when we go through each of these words more in depth, so we start here, brahmacharinam. Brahmacharinam, that is the last line, brahmacharinam. So Prabhupada in the purport, elaborates more and more about these brahmacharis. In the Krishna book, in the purport, Prabhupada also says that there are 4 kinds of brahmacharis. So here we see broadly 2 types. 2 kinds of brahmacharis. That is the first statement of Prabhupada. There are 2 kinds of brahmacharis. So there it talks about 4 types of brahmacharis. And who are those 4 types? The first one is Savitra. Who is Savitra? So Savitra is one who has taken initiation and also, sacred thread, like a Brahmana. And he maintains that celibacy only for, 3 days, at least 3 days. So you take a initiation. So this seems like a second initiation. Of course, some elevated personalities are given both first and second at the same day and same time. And if you read Prabhupada Lilamrita, so there we learned that Prabhupada was one of such disciples of Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Maharaj, who was given, Prabhupada was given both first and second initiation on the same day, same place, same time. Correct, Prabhu? Yes. So some advanced devotees can get that. So in this case, that first, Savitra, so they get initiation, that what we call second initiation. But anyway, the initiation, and they remain as celibacy for at least 3 days. So they're the first kind of brahmachari. Maybe just a little. So they can tolerate urges of their sense desire for at least 3 days. They're expected to follow. So maybe this is one of these, point. Perhaps I don't know whether this was mentioned often during initiation, but something to remember. Yeah. So at least 3 days maintain celibacy after taking Brahmana Diksha. So the first one, and the second type, Prajapataya. So they also observe celibacy after taking initiation. And how long? So they observe the celibacy for at least 1 year. The first type, celibacy for at least 3 days. And the second one for at least 1 year. So perhaps they might have taken, maybe let us say, you finish your education by 24 age, then we have 1 more year to go. So at that time you take initiation, then tolerate urges of all these sense desires, and then maintain celibacy for 1 more year at least. So that is the another type. Then the third type of brahmachari, who is called brahmachari. So this brahmachari observes celibacy until they finish their all Vedic studies, or even if you are doing material education, you are expected to, say finish primary school, high school, then the college, the university. So let's say by the time you finish bachelor degree, so you are expected to remain a bachelor. Bachelor means brahmachari. So that might go up to age of 22. By most those in today's education system, you join for grade 1 at the age of 6, and you continue without fail, correct? So you don't, they call, fail, or so in Kannada they say dumki, the fall down, just like you dip into the water, so like that. So you lose 1 year if you fail. But anyway, we assume that you are doing a little sincere effort. And if you join schools in villages in India, so simply by going to the classroom, that primary school, grade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, just go to the classroom, they will automatically pass you. Some places in the city, they expect you to get at least 35 marks, but in villages, very easy. So like that, you continue up to 7, then they pass you also, then go to high school. High school, little bit stricter. So you high school 3 year, then you go to intermediate college 2 year, then after that you do bachelor of whatever degree, bachelor of divinity, if you like. If you want to do bachelor of degree, so in Melbourne University they offer bachelor of divinity. Hopefully they teach you how to become a divine person. Perhaps they teach you some of the scriptures a little bit. so that you can be Bachelor of Arts and Divinity. Or you say, okay, divinity may be all right, I'm learning enough in our Hare Krishna temple, so you can do science or engineering or medicine. So depending upon these degrees, it can be 3 more year, or 4 more year, or 5 more year. That is a bachelor degree. If you do Bachelor of Medicine, you want to become Master of Ayurveda, or Master of Western Medicine. So you do 5-year degree, you get that one. So by the time you become 23, or you do engineering, you do 22. Then you do Bachelor of Science or Arts, you become 21. Then some more years to go. For some 3 years to go, for some 1 year to go, for some half year to go. So therefore, we have to elongate. So that is the third type of brahmachari. Brahmachari. So they remain until they finish their education. And some of them, they do masters. So they want to become master of something. Master of engineering, master of science. So 2 more years to go. Of course, some places it is 1.5 years, some places 2 years. Here in Melbourne, most of them do 2-year masters. Even though they are qualified to do 1.5 year, but they do 2 year. Why? Especially those who are coming as international students, those students do 2 year because they want to stay permanently in Australia. The government says, oh, those who have got at least 2 years of education, they will get some special point to stay here permanently. So that is one of the reasons why they are 2 year, but otherwise, from experience, they can finish in 1.5 year, and they just need to take few subjects and get a degree. But they all want to elongate. So why? So that is primarily for material comfort. So because if I do little more, 1 more 6 months of austerity, I can stay in Australia permanently. And what is that permanently? Until this body stays with the soul. The moment soul is body finished, the permanent residency finished. And we have to find another permanent residency. Yeah, so getting, so that is third type. Then the fourth type, the final, so is Naistika Brahmachari. And these Brahmacharis, even though they may finish their 25 years of Brahmachari life, and they take you vow to remain Brahmachari perpetually. So just like the 5 devotees sitting here, hopefully they all vote to remain Brahmachari for rest of their life, rest of this life. Okay, so such brahmacharis are called Naistika Brahmachari. And Prabhupada is emphasizing. So there are 2 kinds of brahmachari, but as I said in Krishna book, Prabhupada said there are 4 kinds of brahmacharis. And in summary, it looks like the first 3 types are definitely going to marry. They don't want to remain as a permanent brahmachari. So they will continue until certain point. And as we discussed, the first type of brahmachari, after taking initiation, at least 3 months. The second type of brahmachari, at least 1 year. And the third type of brahmachari, till they finish their education properly. They feel that now I'm educated, I can go home, I can easily do a job or get a job, then I can get married. So that is up to that first 3. Then the final one, the last one, Naistika Brahmachari, they want to remain Brahmachari throughout their life. Then of course, what for? So not for, enjoying alone, enjoying without taking any responsibility. No, they want to take responsibility. So they want to marry Krishna and be in service of Krishna permanently. So those are Naistika Brahmacharis. And of course, as they progress, they take sannyasa. And of course, sannyasa taking is almost like getting married to Supreme Personality of Godhead. So marrying means dedicating their tan, man and dhan. Their tan, their body, their mind, and their dhan. Dhan means dhana, their property. So they may not have property, this material property, But that is okay. They are dedicating their mind, their words, their action, their activities fully for serving Supreme Lord, perpetually. So here, Prabhupada also another word he uses, Brahad Vrata. So Brahad Vrata, that is they have taken a vow to remain Brahmachari perpetually. So these other Brahmacharis, of course, they return to their home. So here in this case, so if you see who it is referring to, Nabhaga. So who is son of Nabhaga? This can be confusing. Nabhaga is father name. Nabhaga is son name. Na, bha, we say, just elongate. Nabhaga, son of Nabhaga. Nabhaga was a king. So then his son is Nabhaga. Of course, he had many other sons, elder sons. So this Nabhaga is the youngest, the smallest in the family. And so this Nabhaga remained in ashram of his spiritual master for quite some time. So definitely reading this, more than 25 years. So at least 25 years, he didn't return. So he went on 30 years, didn't return, 40 years, didn't return. So then what happens? So these other brothers thinking, oh, what do we do? They have got married, elders. Correct? If you see a family, if they have got traditionally in the Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, they all had at least 10 sons or 10 kids. Even Lord Sri Krishna had from each of his consort, wife, he had 10 sons. And how many wives he had? 16,108. So many wives. And only Krishna can maintain and have so many kids and manage them. But others, let's say they married one person, so had around 8, 9 or 7, like that number of sons. So in this case, he was the king. So obviously he had many sons and all those elder brothers. And then this the last son is Nabhaga. So he remained at the ashram of his spiritual master, Gurukul. So even if you are son of a king, prince, so you are not expected to enjoy the princely delights. Princely delights can be water. They might give warm water. Today I am given warm water. Sometimes you get a cold water. But they may get somarasa. Somarasa. So if you are born as son of Chandradev, in there, so like breakfast, so you drink little somarasa, lunchtime also somarasa, or they also have festivals like here. So we have festivals, appearance day of Supreme Personality of Godhead yesterday, Lord Ramachandra. Some places they also perform yajna. Yajna. So, so when you perform yajna, obviously you have yajna benefits, and one such benefit is this somarasa. In the previous chapter, we learned about somarasa given to Ashwini Kumaras. So just because you are in heavenly planet, don't assume that you will get a somarasa. Okay, somehow you manage to go to heavenly planet through your mystic power, doing some charitable activity. So there is no guarantee that somarasa will be given to you unless you are a little bit prestigious person. So just because you become a Brahmana, don't assume that you get to do Abhishek in the temple of Mahaprabhu here. Okay, so you also have to be little influence, little prestigious to get that opportunity. Otherwise, somehow you beg our Bhaktiman Prabhu, he might say, okay, no problem, 1 second. Yeah, so anything can happen. So please don't assume. So same thing in there also. But same thing happened, we have seen in the previous chapter, so detailed, that Chavana Muni, how he performed through his mystic power, and somehow promised them that if you make me a young person, I will make sure that you get somarasa. And he got it. Then of course, so when he performed yajna and about to give a somarasa to these Ashwini Kumaras, Indra got angry. Indra just took his thunderbolt, like this, I say the thunderbolt, then he about to throw on this Chavana Muni to kill him. That Chavana Muni is a very powerful mystic yogi. He just, made his hand, the Indra's hand trouble, so he's not able to throw. So you can see, so all those pastimes have taken place. So anyway, here in this case, about those having as a son of a king, Nabhaga. So most of those other sons, possibly they went to also to ashrama, then came back from Gurukul. They came back quickly before they become 25, or they 25, then came back and married. Then these sons, from son number 1 to son number last, here we don't have names of other sons. But anyway, so they came, they get married and they have children. Some of them even have grandchildren also. So what happens in such cases? They will say, oh, now we have got so many of us, let's divide the property. The kingdom itself they divided among themselves. So who were there? If there were 6, then this, let's say, this Nabhaga was the 7th son, they divided the property into 6 and among themselves, and of course enjoying that property. Now, to their surprise, this Nabhaga suddenly appears at the home one day at the age of 40, 45. So, then they're surprised, then they thought what to do. What should we do? So before even he asked their share of property, oh Nabhaga, welcome, welcome, you have come so rightly. We have kept some share for you. What is the share? Our father is your share. Actually, these days when they divide the property, even though father and the sons just got married, immediately they say, let's divide the property. Now, let's say we got 100 acre of land and you got 3 sons. They divide that 100 acre into 3, they take themselves. But father says, no, I'm still young, like Ayati, and I have a wife, and we can even produce more children also, and we have to take care of ourselves. What about my share? The father has to fight for the share of his property. So therefore, they will say, okay, temporarily we divide this into 4, then you keep 1/4 and remaining 1/3, 3 other sons will take over. So that is, these days is happening. So these days, of course, parents also know. So they don't give any property to the children until they die. And that time children will fight among themselves, try to take. Or you don't want your kids to fight, what do? You write a will. Okay, this last son will get this much of property, second will get this much of property, third will get this much of property. And like that you write a will and then hopefully they will accept that will. That also doesn't happen. And you see, normally, here in Australia we read how people are fighting over that property of their father because they think this will is somehow somebody has corrupted. They modified, so therefore they fight. Sometime, even, we think, okay, daughters don't have any share in the property. So that was probably okay during Satyayoga. Why? Because during Satyayoga, while performing marriage, you present so much of varadakshana. Just like when you are pujari, you want to perform certain puja, you give some dakshana to pujari. So we don't do that in Melbourne temple, but if you go to our Hare Krishna temple here, but you go to Shiva Vishnu temple, for example, so there you give some dakshana to the pujari, and you go to some of our temples in India, or Vrindavan. So some of the devotees went to Vrindavan recently. So you go to all Goswami's temple, Radha Damodar temple, and Radha Raman temple, correct? Radha Raman temple. All of you gone? Yes. So there you want that small pot, very tasty prasada. How do you get it? Maybe you are a Mahabhagavat, came from Melbourne. The pujari might say, oh, here is a great personality. Okay, let me give you one free pot. So you will get. But most others, if you want, like person like me, so I cannot get that. So what do? I have to take out some 500 note or preferably 2000 rupees note and just put it there. Automatically, suddenly, it will manifest in your hand. So like that, so it will manifest. So we have to get, so that way. So these are the ways we can get some of this mercy. So now coming to, of course, in sometime, in the Melbourne Brahmacharis community, especially those who are staying in this ashram, some of them ask me, Prabhuji, I am thinking about marriage. Should I get married or not? So some of them ask me. I said, what can I say? So the fact that you are asking this question, you must get married. So we might just, just delay it for some period, but that question keep on lingering all the time. Then because our question lingering too much, so that mana is now on getting married. So therefore they are not happy. So if your mind is always thinking of Supreme Lord, Lotus feet, how I am enjoying by serving Lord, and how much I am deriving so much of pleasure by simply watching Abhishek. Actually, let me tell you personally, so it is a great joy in just sitting in front there and watching the Abhishek of Supreme Lord. Then doing Abhishek. So we actually with little bit of material contamination, we think, okay, if I do Abhishek, I'll be happy. Why? Sometimes we think, okay, if I'm doing Abhishek, there are hundreds of devotees are here watching, and they will also see how great I am. I'm allowed to do this, Abhishek. So little bit those desires, puja, pratishtha is there. Maybe over a period of time that will go away. That time will be pure and they say, okay, I want to do out of love for Lord, I want to do Abhishek. But initially it might be something like, okay, so I'm also a little important person in the temple and every devotee is watching me. That pratishtha bhava will be there. Okay, so I'm telling from the heart, truth. Okay, so not making up, not tell you some false information. So that will be there. So in the beginning, but slowly that will transform. But anyway, whatever may be the situation, but those who are sitting in front and watching Lord's Abhishek, and so it is very wonderful, colorful, because they have various juices of different color, starting with plain water, pani, water. So even before that, applying various chandan and all. So then water, then slowly comes to white milk. Then sometime the curd. When they put a curd, looks like a lot, looks like a snowman. So beautiful. Then slowly, let's say they put honey, even more beautiful, transparent. You can see the Lord inside. So like that you see, watch, and you derive so much of pleasure. So there is a pleasure. But anyway, if that kind of thinking is not there, what happens? We start thinking, should I get married or not? Then slowly, mind will be replaced by, God will be replaced by the wife, potential wife. So therefore, if you are in Brahmachari ashram, you will not be happy. So that is when they start thinking about, okay, maybe instead of doing this kavi, that dress, then let me change it to white slowly. Then slowly, maybe they'll get married. So anyway, so this here, coming to our Nabhaga. So Nabhaga was initially very determined to be a brahmachari forever. Something like that got into his head. So he thought, let me also get married. So therefore, at age of 40, 45, he just came to the house. Now there he comes. All the property is divided, the kingdom is divided, there are 3 kings there, 3 or 10 kings. So they all are ruling. The father is also no more king. Correct? When the kingdom is divided, so father is no more king. He is more like a chairman. Just advisor to the other sons. That too if they ask, otherwise no advice at all. So they may not ask advice also. So now, so this is how this got divided. The family. Here you can see the family, even during that yuga, when Ambrish Maharaj was there, Satyavga itself was already divided. The concept of division was there. But generally still in the Vedic system, Vedic culture, so there is the concept of joint family. So the kids who are born here may not know what is this joint family is. So joint family means, so your multiple generations stay together. They don't divide the property. They will probably have a big house, so they all stay together, the property together, then they work together, everything together. So that means you got uncle, this, that, father, grandfather, then grandfather's brother, like that, so many of them together. That is real joint family. But that concept slowly with time diminished. So now, so-called family is primarily, if you're lucky, the father, mother, and their two sons who are married, and then the grandsons and granddaughters. So that was the family. And that is also now no more. Maybe very rare, one or few places you find. Now they talk about a nuclear family. What is nuclear? When you say the structure of this subatom, so we have outer structure and come, middle, nuclear. The nuclear means here a father, mother, and the two kids or three kids. That's all. That's a nuclear family. And here in Melbourne, so most of them are nuclear family. So the family sitting here, we'll see most of them nuclear. The parents are maybe in India or some other place, the grandfathers, grandmother and grandfather, but others are nuclear family. Then now as time progresses, the Kali Yuga, now they're saying, I heard one word called dings. What is dings? Double income, no kids. How do you get double income? You should have a wife or a husband. So many of them seems to be following that. Double income. Husband is also working, having income. Wife is also working, having income. So double income. But no kids. They don't want to have kids because kids means responsibility. So they want to do all the enjoyment, but no responsibility. And then use all the scientific techniques to not to have kids. And most of the people are doing so much of research on this that some are saying, you take a tablet, you enjoy whatever, but no kids. Some are saying, tablet is too much headache, so we will have some kind of patch, some take. If you have got some injury, you put a bandage. You put a bandage, it will heal. Now they are putting some bandage here. So you put a bandage, that will inject some insulin or inject some medicine into your body so that you enjoy, but no kids. So all kinds of things people are doing, and there is so much of endless research is going on. So we are bestowed with little tiny intelligence, the brain and the intelligence. Thanks to Supreme Personality, Sri Krishna, that ability is given. So we can think. But unfortunately, we are using that brain all the time to do all this kind of nonsense activity. And we call that as a progress. Correct? So much of energy is going on from us in thinking and using their brain on creating all kinds of this medicine and instruments and activities so that we can just enjoy endlessly without taking any responsibility of having kids. And of course, having kids, devotee kids, or kids which are good quality, is good for the country. See, now in country like Australia, Western countries, they have a problem. What is the problem? Only double income, no kids. So then if you can maintain like this, okay, double income, no kids, will go on for say up to, say you are 50, 60, 70, you retire. So next what? Who will take care of this Australia? Who are the doctors to take care of these old people? They become 60, 70. Who will? No, nobody. So that is why, so we have to now import people from other places, wherever they have more people. That is going on. Anyway, so this is the mentality, so which is danger. Now you go furthermore, even that is also disappearing. Double income, no kids, that is also disappearing. What is now family is? A man, one dog. That's a family. Or a woman, one dog. That is already happening. So even the men are saying or women are saying, We don't want to marry. They are already 25, 26, 30, 35, 40. What is their companion? The dog. Huh? So now, so that is the new family. I don't know what is the next family, but that is the family. But next family will be, now they are saying, okay, so a husband or a wife, and then you want, okay, for some reason another companion, there will be a robot wife. You get to marry a robot wife, and the robot wife will be your family. Some people already did that. You search. So somebody has married a robot wife, paid so much of money, and then got that wife. And then of course our scientific people, you heard about this, these days people talk about artificial intelligence. We hear that a lot now, AI, artificial intelligence, everywhere. People say, I want to do AI in master's education. Everybody want to do AI. And that AI, most of this money is getting into how to make this machine more smarter, emotional. They want to give a spiritual intelligence also. Just like, now you got all this chat GPT, blah, blah, blah. All of these can ask, who is Krishna? You create a Krishna avatar. Who is Krishna? Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that will say. Maybe they want to put it, so maybe that way these people might become later little bit God conscious. Because that robot wife who is a devotee, a robot, and that might make a husband devotee. That is possible. So that is something for our kids, our devotee kids to think about. So if people want to have a robot as a companion, what can we do? Make a best use of bad bargain. As Bhaktivedanta Siddhanta Swati Maharaj says, make a best use of bad bargain. This human life in this material world is a bad bargain. Still make a best use of it. Similarly, people want to get married to a robot wife or a robot husband, robot companion. Make that robot somehow, hack it and make it a devotee. Then you see slowly these people listen, because people are now isolated. You know that. So whenever you go to any program, wherever, so all of them, they pull their mobile. They are doing everybody. There are 200 people are standing, and all 200 people are doing tick, 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 this one only. They are not even talking to anybody. Then you somehow take attention. Hey guys, now party is going to begin. Oh, then they try to put it in aeroplane mode. If you push them, then they might take some little Victorian bitter. Then goes on. So therefore they are isolated. So this companion is the best way of preaching. In 50 years' time, I am sure some of the devotees will think about how to preach them, how to distribute books. We can't, now nobody is buying our printed books. What do? We give this knowledge. We throw those robots. So hopefully our Hare will think about that. Or maybe Hare's children will think about that method. It will come, you just see. So I don't know whether I'll be still in this body, in this world to see that, but you will see that will happen. So this is a family that is changing. Now, coming back to Nabhaga, he came to home, and you see the property is divided, kingdom is divided, and then the brothers, elder brothers obviously, elder brothers can't rebuke the younger one. They know that the father is very, very, close to that anger. Just like our, Ajamil. Ajamil, among so many of, Ajamil also had 8-10 sons, but he remembers very close, and he holds his last son dear. So they know that. Therefore, they didn't, dissuade him to go away, but he says, oh, welcome, welcome. So you come at right time. So our father is your share. They promise that your father is there. So now, so that is the situation, they faced. So you can see Prabhupada finally says, oh, they did not, so these brothers, elder brother did not preserve any share for his last brother. So they, just when he came, so they told, okay, father is your share. Then what to do? So this is the situation. So this Nabhaga, obviously he has studied for a long period with his spiritual master. So he is more spiritually inclined, very spiritually inclined. So therefore he accepted that. Elder brothers are like equal to father. Our scripture says, if you have an elder brother, you should accept the command or order or request of elder brother just like you accept from the father. So they take responsibility. So sometime for some reason, if the father passes away, early, at that time, who takes responsibility of the family and the rest of the people? The elder brother. So elder brother is like a father. So these elder brothers told, okay, so father, our father is your heir. So he accepted. If other people, they will not accept. But because this Nabhaga was a very nice person, he accepted. So then immediately he went to his father. So he says, the next verse, my dear brothers, what have you given to me as share of our father's property? He is inquiring. So then the elder brothers answered, we have kept our father as your share. So this is basically interaction of the previous one. But when Nabhaga went to his father and said, my dear father, my elder brothers have given you as my share of property, the father replied, my dear son, please do not rely upon their cheating words. I am not your property. So this is also something to understand. Don't assume that, oh, father is my property, mother is my property. We think, even the kids, we think, my property, they belong to me. So scripture says they don't belong to you. They just come through you. Don't assume that your son is actually your property. So with that thinking, we try to control them. We expect them to serve us perpetually. So they don't belong. Even the birds also don't think like that. The birds, you go to the bird nest, the birds, they lay egg, the bird will come, and then slowly after some period, of course in the beginning, bird is fed. So I'm sure some of you might have seen a small baby bird, they are still in the nest, the mother bird goes and picks up some seeds or some food, then comes, then these baby birds are waiting. The moment mother comes, baby birds open their mouth like this. They'll put some food into it. So how long this will go? Temporary. So the moment they grow a little bit, their wings come, still these baby birds don't want to get out. So one day mother will say, no, this is not good. How long I have to go work for them? So it will go and push them out of this nest. That time they try to fly and fall down. They realize that now, okay, we can little fly. They fly enough not to have a big hit. You throw something, it can hit. But the birds, they have wings. They didn't fall down like a stone. They try to flap their wings, and then they realize that hit is very minimal. So now we have to use our wings and survive. So this is what the father said. So I am not your property. So therefore, what is the solution? Now brothers have divided. There is no kingdom left, no house for me. Even if I get married, where will my wife stay? Okay, if I got sons, where will they stay? So he said one great idea. The father said, Nabhaga father said, all the descendants of Angira are now going to perform great sacrifice. But although they are very intelligent, on every 6th day, they will be bewildered in performing sacrifice and will make mistakes in their daily duties. Why is he saying this? Because this Nabhaga is very spiritually trained. For 40 years, so beautifully, he is perfect in the Vedas. So therefore, father thought, now let us make best use of this bad bargain. I can't tell my elder son, they have become grown up, they have children, they have grandchildren. This is a too difficult case. Better, you go to Angira Muni where they are performing this yajna. This Angira Muni, according to the statement, very intelligent, but they may make mistake in one of the day. If they are performing week-long yajna, one day they may make mistake, you help them. So what happens? If you help them, they become very pleased with you. So therefore, they will give you their share. So we will read 2 more, then conclude. So Nabhaga further said, go to those great souls and describe 2 Vedic hymns pertaining to the Vesavedava. When the great sages have completed the sacrifice, are going to heavenly planets, they will give the remnants of the money they have received from the sacrifice. Therefore, go there immediately. Thus Nabhaga acted exactly according to the advice of his father, and great sages of Angira dynasty gave him all the wealth and then went to heavenly planet. So you can see, so this is, suppose you become very expert in Vedic knowledge and you don't have, material property from the father, you can use that knowledge for that purpose. So in this case, father advised, okay, you go there, and the Angira Muni, Yajna Kunda, they are intelligent, but they are little confused on the 6th day. That day you please tell them these 2 hymns, and they will be impressed by you. And because they are impressed, they will tell you, okay, take all the wealth from here, because they are going to heavenly planet. They are not going to be here. They will go there. At that time, they will hand over all that to you. So that way you can maintain. So therefore, this Nabhaga accepted the, whatever statement father said, he went there, he did it. And he accepted all the riches, that wealth that was given there. But suddenly what happened? He says, a black looking person came there. And, he came from north and said, oh, all the wealth from this sacrificial arena belongs to me. Now this Nabhaga thought, what do I do? Father told me this, and I went there and helped them. They gave me so much of riches. Now this black-looking person comes and says, no, it belongs to me. So therefore, Nabhaga said, no, the richness belongs to me. So these are great saintly persons, Nabhaga and his associates, given this to me, delivered to me. So that time this black-looking person said, okay, so who told you? My father. Okay, let's go to your father. So he says, let's go to your father and ask him to settle our disagreement. So this black-looking person and Nabhaga argument. So now there is a dispute. Dispute need to be settled. So what did this Nabhaga do? Okay, he went to his father and he explained. So the situation. So then he says, so he explained the situation. So then father says, the father said, so that is true. Whatever that Yajna Kunda they performed, the sacrifice, that actually arena of Daksha Yajna. So there they offer it to Lord Shiva. Father is always telling honest. He is not siding with the son. He is saying it belongs to Lord Shiva. So therefore this certainly belongs to Lord Shiva. So he heard this and he goes back to the black-looking person. So now he realizes this black-looking person is, who is this? Actually Lord Shiva. When the Lord Shiva is there, initially we argued, but now we realize the Lord Shiva, he paid obeisance. First obeisance. He says, oh worshipful Lord, everything in this arena sacrifice is actually yours. So this is ascertained by my father. Now with great respect, I bow my head before you, begging for your mercy. So he is begging for a mercy. Oh Lord Shiva, it belongs to you. Please forgive my offense. I argued with you. It belongs to you. My father also endorsed it. So therefore it belongs to you. Please take it. Please be merciful to me. So then Lord Shiva said, Lord Shiva is Asutos. You say, Lord Shiva, it belongs to you. Please forgive my offense. Now Lord Shiva, even if he was angry, he became very, very kind. Asutos, you can be pleased by simply, giving him a glass of water. Why glass of water? Even drop of water. Just say, Shiva, Lord Shiva, please forgive my offense. I had a wrong understanding. So it all belongs to you. So then Lord Shiva says, oh Nabhaga, whatever father has said is truth. And you are also speaking truth. Father said this, but some people can manipulate and tell, oh, my father told me, you asked me to go to my father, I went there. He said it actually belonged to me because I was the one who gave them 2 of those hymns, Vedic hymns. Because of that, they successful in the yajna and they gave it to me. But he didn't say that. He said, yes, he told the truth. Therefore, Lord Shiva said, I know more Vedic mantras. I will give the translation knowledge to you. So you are such a nice, person, devotee. So very truthful devotee. Brahmana means truthful. Whatever may be the situation, even if it is life is threatening, the Brahmana should say the truth. Others like Kshatriya, Vaishyas, Sudras may tell lie, but Brahmana should be truthful always. And such a person is called Brahmana. This is one of the qualities. Brahmana means truthful. So very, very important. So Lord Shiva said, now you may take all the wealth remaining from the sacrifice and I give it to you. So not only the wealth, but also knowledge, transcendent knowledge. So once you have got such a transcendent knowledge from Lord Shiva, life will be very pleasant, very happy. You want more wealth, you can easily get it. So after saying this, Lord Shiva, who is adherent of religious principle, disappeared from this place. So this interaction between Lord Shiva and Nabhaga and the instruction that Nabhaga followed from his father, and just by remembering this, we can make our life successful. I am not saying this, the next verse says. So Sukadeva Goswami says, if one hears and chants or remembers this narration, both in the morning and the evening, with great attention. So such a person becomes learned. If you want to become a learned person, learned scholar, very talented student, talented brahmachari, talented sannyasi, whatever. So if you just remember this with attention, you will become learned and you will become experienced in Vedic hymns and expert in self-realization. You can see, so although it seems like very simple story, but this story is simply remembering morning time and evening time. So what is the Phalasruti? What is the benefit? Phala. Phala means the result, benefit, and Sruti. By simply remembering the simple life of Nabhaga, and you become a learned, and you become expert in Vedic hymns. So easily you can possibly, Vedic hymns means definitely, so whole Vedas is such a vast. In that Veda we have got Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, small part, and you will become an expert in Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Then obviously Bhagavad Gita, and our memory will be sharp, and that is the Phalasruti. So please remember this, very, very simple. So just to summarize, I was thinking about speaking about Ambarish Maharaj, but just father of Ambarish Maharaj itself is so glorious, and I will leave it, glorification of Ambarish Maharaj, to other devotees for tomorrow or day after tomorrow, and it will continue. But you can see, Nabhaga, actually this name, Nabhaga, no. Bhaga means no division available to you. So father is Nabhaga, son is Nabhaga. You see this pronunciation, Nabhaga. Anyway, there was no bhaga, there was no division left to him from the father property. So therefore he simply followed the advice, then use his skills, that Vedic mantra that he learned from his spiritual master, and helped Angira Muni and got the wealth. But Lord Shiva came, so he says, belong to me. Then finally his father says, no, yes, it belongs to Lord Shiva. So Lord Shiva, he went and said, okay, Lord Shiva, it belongs to you. Please forgive my offense. So you can see the truthful nature. That's what we have to inspire from this Nabhaga. And if you get that inspired from that Nabhaga, the nature of truthful nature, and because of it, you can please everybody, including Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is, as we know, called Asutosh, and is very kind, and here he bestowed him not only wealth, but also the knowledge. Then Phalasruti, simply by hearing this, very simple, maybe you can remember this in 1 minute. It doesn't take much. In one glance, you close your eyes, just sit there, imagine Nabhaga entering into the house. Okay, no property left. He goes to father. Then father says, okay, you go to Angira Muni. Just imagine Angira Muni and performing this yajna. Imagine Angira Muni not able to say nicely the Vedic hymns on the 6th day. And this person helps. Then he gets everything. Then suddenly, black looking person comes. Then he says, it's mine. So then of course you go to father. Like Gokul going to his father, Aurora, asking, Father, what do I do? Like that. So then, no problem, it belongs to Shiva. He says, Shiva, please take everything belong to you. Shiva is happy and giving good knowledge. Simply remembering this just for a minute or two, both in the morning and night. So you become a learned person, you become expert in Vedic hymns, and you become a nice devotee. Then of course you become self-realized. It says, last line, last word, fully self-realized. Self-realized means you realize who you are. Now you realize who you are, then you realize who are others. Then you realize who is this person maintaining this whole universe. And who is this person who is, putting this earth floating in the air. What is that energy? You realize all of that. Because of the realization, so you become connected to that Supreme Person. When you connect to Supreme Person through sevas and services, just like Ambrish Maharaj is going to do, so has done, so then you become perfect your life. So perfect life means fully liberated. This book, as we discussed, the title of this book is Liberation. You get liberation from the troubles of this world, then you fully liberated. Of course, devotees are not seeking liberation. They just happy to be enjoyed in the service of Supreme Lord. But if you want to go back, you can go to Vaikuntha Loka. So there is no problem. In Vaikuntha Loka, you don't have to think about this share of property and all. So there are kalpatarus. Simply you request, you have it. But you are enjoying so much in service of Supreme Lord, then all these are insignificant. All the properties, mystic properties, physical material property, they are just insignificant. So there you have a great Sat Chit Ananda life forever. Okay, so this is a very nice narration, simple life story of Nabhaga. Because of those qualities only, he appeared in Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Otherwise, other brothers, they took the property of father and kingdom. Their name is, even now, name is not there. They don't even deserve to be named. Correct? So you can see in the history book, so this is a real book, fact. So that is what happened. Then I am sure, so those of you who engage in service like this, your name also will appear in history book of our temple. So hopefully they will write one like that for celebrating 50th years of this temple. Correct? Next month? Next month this temple is going to celebrate 50th year, Golden Jubilee. And all those who served this temple will be remembered. Even if they don't announce your name, don't worry, I am not going to be here, I am going to America. But anyway, those are here, don't feel anything. So Lord will remember you. Ultimately, you should be in the diary of Lord, not in anybody's diary. Correct? So just like Hanuman. Hanuman is not in any external diary. So he is in the internal personal diary of Supreme Lord. That is not accessible to anybody. And that is what our goal should be. Not seeking puja pratishtha from externals, but you serve the Lord with love and affection, and Lord will never forget you. Not only that, he says he doesn't know anything other than such devotees. Even though he is a Sarva Loka Maheshwari, he says, I don't know what is Lokas are, but my everything is my this pure devotee. Okay, please become that. So this today's story of Nabhaga is an inspiration for us. Thank you, Hare Krishna. You have this question? Please give me. Yeah, please ask. Can hold, other devotees can hear. Oh, not working? Okay. The online devotees need that. Okay, please. Maybe you can use this.
Have we moved from joint families to now like having a company as a dog or like a robotic wife, as you mentioned? So even in school we see these things. So as children, what can we do? And what is the way out of this? Like what change can we make in the society to upgrade like people from where they have reached?
So yes, so this so-called nuclear family becoming just a man with a dog or a woman with a dog. So this we already see every day with our eyes. And then sometime the school, not only school, in the workplace. Actually some people in Melbourne University, they come with a dog. A lady comes with a dog and then dog is there in the office. Because they can't live in the house, they bring. So yes, that situation definitely will encounter. And what should we do? How do we respond? So, one is giving this speech or sermon or giving them a lecture. Oh, what is this? You should have brother, son or some other people with you. So other best way is you become a model. And what is the model you can become? I'm sure you are going with your sister and the brother to that school, let us say. So you go with your brother and sister together. Oh, then, and of course you should be happy but not quarreling among yourself. If Gokul fights with sister or you fight with other sister, then that's not a role model. But if all of you are very close, nice, helpful to each other, help to others, and some of those kids may derive inspiration from you. So that is the best way of teaching. Action speaks louder than words. We may give big speeches by sitting here. But if you don't follow those things in our life, nobody will take us seriously. But on the other hand, there is someone who never sat on the Vyasasana. Throughout life, they were simply engaged in service in whatever condition, and such person is the role model inspiration. And such person will appear in the next Śrīmad Bhāgavatam when it is written. So, every time you have Dapar, you are coming. So, Supreme Lord, oh, all these Vedas and Śrīmad Bhāgavatam disappeared. Lord again appears and writes. That time, what is he going to write? He is going to write about such devotees. So, who served this temple of Radha Vallabha, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's temple. So, they are served without all those, lovingly, in spite of challenges, in spite of others may criticize, whatever may be the situation, such devotees will appear. Similarly, if you go to school and you become role model as an elder sister, actually there is a great responsibility on you. Elder person in a house, elder child, whether it is a boy or a girl, so they have a great responsibility. All the youngers will follow elder. In Kannada we have one proverb, Hiri akkana chali mane mandigella. So whatever activity that the first daughter, that elder sister does, everybody will follow that. If she follows very good quality, very kind, how helpful she is to everybody else, she always looks after interests of others, and everybody will, your siblings, your younger sisters, brothers, they all follow you. They derive inspiration from you. So therefore, it's our responsibility on you. So you please be like that in the school. So then the other kids, instead of desiring to play only with the dog, they say, let me play with my brother. If they have brother or sister, they'll play together. Rather than everybody says, I want my dog, and that person want cat. Sometimes they say, I want dog. Others say, I want cat. And they will spend all the time with cat, and this will spend all the time with dog. But if you spend and show them, become a model, then they will derive some inspiration from you. Then they might say, okay, they will become nice siblings. Both sister or brother, sister, they will be very kind to each other, nice to each other, and derive inspiration from you. Okay? Hare Krishna. Alright, sharp 9 o'clock, time for prasada. Hare Krishna. Granthra Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki. Jai.